Hello, and thank you for being willing to have me explain to you about my plans when it comes to family and community involvement. So, why is it important to involve families in the community? One, understanding that support systems want to partner with the student's teacher and they may not know how or have been able to do this in the past, so that's important to know. As the teacher, I need to reach out to all the support systems with good news about their student because a lot of times it's traditionally bad news that gets sent home. 3. As a teacher, I need to think about all my support systems and how to best involve them. Not every parent can come in and volunteer in the classroom, but they all want to be involved. 4. How am I going to be transparent as possible when making sure that families, administrators, and the community are on the same page? This can be hard because everybody has a different role in the classroom. My philosophy. So, my class community is bigger than just me and my students. This is because the community involves all the student support systems, along with the greater school community. As a result of this, I will make it a point to send information home involving all support systems. Also, I will invite the administrator, you, into the classroom so that students understand that they are a part of the community too. So my goal is to make it so that they can see, okay, my parents are part of my educational journey, everybody that works at the school, and my teachers, and people out there in the community that are involved here too. Okay. Now, there are a bunch of people that I've connected with who are doing this type of work. And so the first one is actually a group of people, because I really connected with this book called Powerful Partnerships. And so there's these 3 wonderful women here, Karen, Jessica, and Eileen. And there was a quote from this book that really stood out to me. It was, parents want to understand what it is their child will be learning in the coming year and will look to you to share information and advice about how to partner to ensure their child's needs. And this is something that is so true, and I kind of resonated with this as somebody that is a teacher because they look for me, so I need to be able to give them the information and the things that they want and need. And so this book is basically a guide on how to partner with families in the community, which is something that I definitely want to implement and have implemented in my classroom. So this book is definitely something that I reference time and time again. Another thing that I have referenced is this book by Zaretta Hamlin. It's this book called Culturally Responsive Teaching and the Brain. I've read this in multiple classes. First I heard about this book was in my Cultural Responsive Pedagogy class back when I went to Chemeketa. That's where I started my education in college. And this quote stood out to me. Classroom structures and processes need to tend to the emotional well-being of everyone rather than just on covering the day's lesson plan. So basically goes with how I want my classroom community to be set up. I want it to be a caring and understanding environment, not just like we have to get teaching done so that you can meet these standards. Like, yes, that is very important, and we do have standards to cover, but if students are not in the right place to be able to meet the standards, then we need to go back and kind of get in the right place. And this is kind of where social emotional learning comes in. And so that's also a big part of my classroom because it is important for students to be social and emotionally regulated in a positive way so that they can learn and meet the standards that they need to for the grade that they're in. And last but not least is Kaylee Schwartz. And she wrote the book I Wish My Teacher Knew. I found out about this on the news back early when I was in college, and this quote stood out to me. No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship. And so this teacher started this movement on Instagram where she simply asked her students to fill in the blank. So she gave them a sentence starter that was, I wish my teacher knew. And from there, she had them write stuff down on index cards. She did this about a month or so into the school year. And a lot of other teachers started doing it. And I think it is so important because she got stuff like, I wish my teachers knew that my parents were not home a lot. Or I wish my teachers knew that I don't have pencils to do homework at home. And just those things are very valuable. And so that's another resource I keep in the back of my mind. Now, all of this I think about an equity lens. Now, a lot of times when you see this graphic in front of both of us, you will normally just see the middle two columns, this one and this one, the equity and equality. But there's more to it. I really like this one because there is reality about some people get more than is needed. Some people don't get anything, and some people, well, they get what they need. For equity, everyone benefits because they get the same support, but it's not the support that they need. This student over here, they need way more support. This student, of course, still has what they need. This student, yeah, they have more than they need. And then equity, everyone gets the support they need. So this person didn't need a stool, this person only needed one stool, this person needed two. And that's great at all. But we need to think about justice. What about taking the fence down? Making it so that you don't have to make those accommodations for students. In a special ed class I took spring term of my junior year, we talked about making things so that you don't have to make accommodations. For instance, if you have a student that's blind, you could go and you could go like the fence, take it down by having everybody listen to something versus visually watching something. And valuable resources and strategies. So one of the things that there's kind of this quote that I keep coming back to, which is, God, please help me in this moment, do your will. And I think that is something that is super important to keep in the back of my mind, because here we try to think about everything in terms of what could we do for God, as this is a Catholic school. So it's very important for us to keep that in the back of my mind, because we want to do what God wants us to do to help these children. Okay. And also, this is something I used when I was student teaching. I'm going to modify it a little bit, but Meet the Teacher candidate. So I'm going to send out a newsletter to all of my families, and I know not all of them speak English the best, or that's not their first language, and so also having it translated into Spanish will be good. So this will tell them a little bit about me and give them my contact information, just so that we can start setting off that positive relationship early on in the year. I'll also have a survey I will send out, which is basically helping me get to know the parent. So basically, like, know their relationship to the student, how can I partner with them, the strength of their student, and I'll also have that in Spanish or whatever other languages parents speak. And why are these things important? This goes back to my philosophy about family and community involvement in the classroom. Having student support systems involved in the classroom allows students to know that they have a large group of adults that are there to support them. This can only be done if there is a teacher that makes an effort, so me, to send information about what we are learning home. For me to be able to do this, I need to be grounded in who I am as an educator. I need to be grounded in the practices and what I do and stick to it. And so I just wanted to say thank you for having the time for me to come in and express this to you, that my goal is to really partner with you as the administrators and those that run the school and the parents. I want parents to want to be able to come into the classroom, to have events for families to go to, because that is a very valuable piece for the students to understand that they have a large network of people there to support them. Thank you.